Greetings and welcome to a new game that's currently in open beta called Legends of Runeterra. And yes, this is the digital card game from Riot Games. And honestly, I've been playing it for a few days now, and I am really liking it. So I'm going to tell you why I like it, show you some of the cards, show you the systems, how it's different from Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering Arena, and then we'll go in and play a game and try to complete some of the quests here. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the cards and see how they differ from the other digital card games out there. So first we have the obvious. We've got the cost of the card, we've got its attack value, its health value. These health values do not regenerate at the end of the turn, unlike Magic. For that you need a special ability like this, which is regeneration. And then the heroes like this also usually come with some special abilities and the ability to level up and essentially become stronger. I think this is something that they grabbed from the old World of Warcraft trading card game, where your champion that you actually represented and had your health actually could flip over for a more powerful effect or something very powerful later on. So if you see here, every champion has an individual requirement to level up. So let's show every single champion in the game. Here we go. So as you can see, they vary quite drastically from one to another. Teemo needs to plant 15 mushrooms. Elise needs to have 3 or more spiders at the beginning of a round, which is relatively easy if you build a deck around it. Lucien needs to see for outside or have Sentinel of the Light die, which is a lot easier to do. And as you can see, there are quite a significant amount. Fiora is one of the more interesting ones because she kills 2 enemies and then levels up. And then as leveled up she kills 4 enemies, you win the game. That sounds extremely powerful to me, especially if you build a deck around that, usually with Freljord to stop her from dying. Then we have even more interesting ones like Katarina here. So when she strikes, deal damage to an enemy unit using the unit's power. So when she fights somebody, then after she hits somebody, she gets recalled and levels up in your hand. And then she has a quick attack, which a lot of them tend to have, which is she strikes first when attacking only, which is extremely important. This is different from Magic the Gathering's first strike, which works always. Quick attack only works when attacking. So you play her, you rally, and gets an attack token, which we'll talk about later. And she strikes and then she recalls again, and she's jumping up and down from your hand. So as you can see, there are a great variety of leveling up conditions here, and they all work differently. Zed is one of my favorites. When he attacks, he creates one of these shadows that die at the end of the turn or when they take damage. And when he levels up, but the shadow only has his stats. When he levels up, he can actually get the stats and keywords. So when he's leveled up, the shadow also gains quick attack, which is pretty cool. So as you can see, there are a significant amount of heroes. Not a lot though, unfortunately. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 24 heroes right now, which seems okay for the amount, but a lot of heroes are missing, unfortunately. Now, that is just the heroes themselves. Let's take a look at the rest of the cards, shall we? So we've got a whole bunch of stuff. Now, if you were looking over here at the heroes, you'll see that they all have a different symbol here. So Piltover and Zahn, Shadow Isles, Demacia, Freljord, Noxus. So as you can see, the game is, instead of being divided up by colors, it is divided up by regions in the world. And that allows you to pretty much create any combination of, cards in your deck until you have 2 regions in your deck. You're limited to that. You're also limited to only having 6 champions in your deck. How you arrange that, 2 copies of 3 heroes or 3 copies of 2 heroes, or going on and on. And yeah. So deck construction is interesting. It's limited to 40 cards, and once you essentially put in 2 regions, you are stuck with those 2 regions. But actually all the regions that I've played so far have unique mechanics and none of it their own. So let's take a look at some of those. Let's see. So let's go with Demacia first, the easiest one. So Demacia is usually built around summoning troops and then bolstering those troops with different effects. It also has certain abilities for heroes of their area, like single combat and ally and enemies strike each other. That literally means they hit each other, so effects like lifesteal and that will trigger. Then we've got Challenger, which when it attacks, you choose who blocks it, which is extremely powerful. Fiora has that ability. Then they also have, Tough, which takes 1 less damage from all sources. This makes it essentially a 2-3 instead of a 2-2. And yeah, they've got quite a significant amount of variety here, varying from specializing in spells along with Lux here, to basically going super basic units and pretty good ones with different effects and ways to bolster them, like give everybody 3+3, give them fearsome +1+1, tough, challenger, stuff like that. Now, Freljord has its own unique mechanic, and there are... No, only the basket. There we go. Freljord has, let's see if I have... let's see, where is... Frostbite. Frostbite is unique to them so far, and it set that unit's power to 0 this round. It can be changed after. So this is what I meant when, if you want to use Fiora to win with her special condition, using Frostbite in your deck along with her, it's extremely powerful. So let's see what other things we have here. We've got a Lonely Poro, and Omen Hawk that grant the top 2 allies in your deck +1/+1, so prevent for planning for the future. If she survives damage, she gets +2/+0. Very interesting. And we've got quite a variety of creatures here. Now, one of the things I like the most about this game is the ability to do this. You can actually appreciate the art in full screen mode here, and you get a nice little... Yeah, very nice, isn't it? A little quote here from the world. So, you are not our enemy. Our true foe is the long, lawless winter. And this land belongs to all of us. So she's talking to one of the other characters that isn't a hero, but is actually involved here. Let's see if I can remember who she is talking to. To her, Scar Mother Verena. She despises Ash. As you can see. So yeah, so Freljord is kind of focused on that, and they've got some pretty impressive stuff. So as you can see, War Mother's Call here, this is a slow spell, which means it can only be played when you have priority during the game, and you can't react with it. So summon the top unit of each from our deck now and at the start of each round. So very powerful if you can get to 12 mana. Now we'll get to that later. Now, Ionia. Now, Ionia specializes in ninjas and Asian culture, so they kind of specialize in, well, interesting effects. So they usually have either quick attack, elusive, they buff themselves with fast spells. As you can see, even more elusive here. They've got Karma here, who creates a bunch of random spells that you can be used. Buffing allies with their own spells, and this one guy's pretty good. She's pretty good. Summon, draw one card, and she's also elusive. Very nice. Some of Zed's abilities here. We can ally to summon a living shadow in its place. Very nice. Steal Tempest from the Yasuo, stun and attacking enemies. So yeah, lots of very fun and varied effects here. This guy's pretty powerful if you're not prepared to deal with elusive. I lost a game to him once. Then you've got some powerful here, like play recall 3 enemies. Very nice. Then we've got Noxus. Now, Noxus generally is just raw power, especially when it comes to Darius and Draven here. So Darius, Overwhelm. Overwhelm is literally trample from Magic. The only difference is that, I don't know if it works like this in Magic, but trample in Magic, if you are blocked by a unit and then that unit disappears, you're no longer assigning damage to the unit, so you no longer deal the trample damage. Overwhelm here, if he is blocked and the blocker disappears, then the Nexus, which is your health, takes the full overwhelm damage of the unit. So that's different there. Now, generally, you have things that are pretty tough but can't block, so there's a trade-off there. You've got a little bit of fearsome there, which is also stuff from what I can see, Vladimir, I think? Yeah, Vladimir, there he is. So that's also part of their little gimmicks there, but I don't think I have any Vladimir-type cards. And as you can see, even more raw power there. Nox and Guillotine, you can keep up to 2 things that turn. Draven, this one's pretty powerful. A battling ally strikes a battling enemy. This is different from the one we have for Ionia, where both deal damage to each other. When you cast or discard, grant allies +1/+1. This is permanent from what I can see, well, from what I'm reading there. Decimate, deal 4 damage to the enemy Nexus. Just raw damage straight to the Nexus. Now, one of the things I am noticing a lot is that, well, yeah, I am getting to learn about many of the named beings in the universe that I never knew about. For example, Captain Farron. Deep in Zan's sump, another young Ben Farron was labeled a menace, unstable, unacceptable. In the ranks of Noxus, he was embraced, awarded, and unstoppable. So as you can see, we are learning a lot. This is actually teaching me a lot about the world of League of Legends, something which the League of Legends actual game does a very poor job of doing. Now, we still have Piltover and Zan, which obviously has Jinx, Teemo, Ezreal, and Hammerdinger. Jinx is interesting because you need to empty your hand. And she has quick attack. And when she flips over, you draw 1 card at the start of the round, and the first time you empty your hand, each round you create a fleeting Super Mega Death Rocket, which is this thing here. Super Mega Death Rocket, deal 4 damage to enemy nexus and to all other enemies, and it's fleeting. Fleeting basically means discard from hand when the round ends, so yeah, they usually have really cheap costs. And Piltover and Zahn tend to focus on, let's see, similar effects with spells. Let's see if I can find them. Oh yeah, she is actually very nice. She's quick attack but a 3/1, so blocking is kind of not good for her. And when refilled to spell mana, we'll get into that later. Spell mana is like a separate mana pool that any leftover mana you have up to a maximum of 3 is placed there, and it stays there so that it is used to cast spells before you actually use your actual mana. So it's very nice. And lots of damaging and random abilities here, like Ezreal's Mystic Shot. We've got Get Excited from Jinx here. Let's see what else we have. The Flash Run from Heimerdinger. Refill your spell mana. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. We've got some elusive here, which represents flying instead of stealth. Let's see what other fun things are in here. This guy's Steam Camp Shredder, deal 1 damage to all enemy units. This guy's pretty good with Jinx. Discard your hand, draw 3, and 3/3 damage to an enemy unit. So he works very nicely with Jinx there. Transform a follower into another follower. It's completely random. Who knows what could happen. And then this on progress state, draw 3, then reduce their cost by 1. Pretty powerful, but very expensive. Although you could cast it on turn 5 if you save up the mana for it. Then we've got some more named units here. Karina Veraza here. I have no idea who that is, but they're introducing brand new people into the world, which I really like. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck to deal 1 damage to all enemies for each spell discarded. So she focuses on having nothing but spells in your deck. And lastly, the Shadow Isles. So we've got Elise. Callista's actually one of the most interesting units I've seen so far. So when you play, she bonds with the knight and grants it +2/+0 while they are bonded. And when she sees 3 allies die, she levels up. And when you play her, I bond with another, granted +2/+1 while they're bonded. And when she attacks, she revives that attacking ally and puts it in play attacking. So very interesting there. Hecarim, on the other hand, has Raw Overwhelm with a Force Ignite. And when he attacks, you summon 2 Spectral Riders that are also attacking. There's a 3/2 and Ephemeral, so very interesting. And when he's attacked with A+ more Ephemeral allies, which is... Now, this is general Ephemeral allies, not necessarily his. So if you can find more Ephemeral allies, you can make him level up quickly. And then all Ephemeral allies have +2/+0, which is very nice. And he kept his summoning effect there, so very nice. Thresh, on the other hand, is Challenger. He's designed to kill small units. And when he's killed enough, the first time I attack this game, summon an attacking champion from your deck or hand. So yeah, suddenly here's a brand new champion from somewhere. And from what I can see, this... Let's see, I haven't played Shadow Isles too much, but they tend to use a lot of sacrificial mechanics from what I can see. Based on allies dying or killing them off yourself. When another ally dies, if 3 allies have died this round, supported ally and ephemeral. Then from a unit to summon a Spiderling. Darkwater Scourge is interesting. He's ephemeral and he has lifesteal, but he's pretty powerful. Let's see, what else do we have here that's pretty interesting? Chronicle of Ruin. Kill an ally, then revive it. What is that for? Oh, to regenerate its health, essentially. The Undying can't block. Last breath. Revive me at the start of round and grant me +1 improvement for each time I've died. So, yeah. And he can't block, so pretty powerful there. He could be, at least. And lots of Spiderlings for release there. And their most powerful card, Scuttle Gauge, reduced my cost by 1 for each ally that died this game. Very powerful. The Ruination, kill all units, just kill everything. So, yeah. So as you can see, the game has quite a lot of variety in it. Now, one of the other things that I'm really liking about this game is that it is teaching me a lot about the world. For example, who is the Tiana Crown Guard? Well, I completely forgot about the Crown Guard name because it's never used in the actual League of Legends. But here is Lux, and it turns out that Tiana is Lux's mother. And I'm like, wow, I did not know that. So, because if you come here, Garen and Lux don't have actually last names assigned to them, which is kind of odd. Now, one of the final things I really like about this game is that there is a lot of interaction between the cards, not in terms of mechanics, but in terms of their voice lines. So as an example, if you have this guy on the field and you summon Darius, this guy basically says, sir, are you here for the bloodbath? And Darius responds like, no, I'm here to win the war. And it's just like, ooh, very nicely done there. Now, let's talk about progression, because that's one of the most important things here. So I can see we have our rewards tab here, and as you can see, there's quite a significant amount of rewards that you can earn just by playing, which is very, very nice. Including whatever champion you wish, very big chests. And this is just the one I chose to do for the Demacian side. You can change region and go for any of the other sides here to get some quick rewards or work quickly towards get something big. So very nice there. And then we've also got the daily quests here, which vary greatly. As you can see, I need to win with Elise or Darius, which should be relatively easy. And play 6 champions from Ionia or Piltover, which gets you a boatload of experience. Which not only goes to your rewards here, that we already took a look here, but it also goes towards your weekly vault. And the more experience you gather here, the more these chests level up and the more rewards are in them, and they unlock on Tuesday. So far, it doesn't seem like you actually need to buy anything, unlike Hearthstone. You can go ahead and buy stuff. As you can see, there's a starter bundle. You can buy anything to create whatever cards you want, and your purchase history, which I purchased with tokens and random dust that I had laying around. So let us play, shall we? Oh yeah, Expeditions is essentially the Hearthstone arena from what I can tell. Tutorials is just that. You might as well do them. They give you a decent experience. Versus AI and versus player. So what did we need to do? We needed to summon Ionia and Piltover and then with Darius. So let's do that. Versus player, Ionia and Piltover. Here we go. Let us play. Now you can complete your quest versus AI. It's perfectly fine. But you do get a little, like 200 experience against players. And, oh, another Ionia and Piltover deck, except he's got Yazul and Zed in it. So we may not win this, but we're not actually trying to win. We're just trying to play the heroes as often as possible. And there's Karma. Let's see. Let's replace this. And replace this and try to get something better. So over here, as you can see, this right here, that is the attack token. You only get one of those when it's your turn to attack, although there are cards that are granted to you, so you can definitely attack multiple times per turn if you do things properly. This down here is the spell mana I was mentioning, so if I don't use anything this round, this will go down here, as you can see. The game knows I can't do anything, so it instantly passed my turn. And here's our Nexus with our HP. And that means next turn I have 2 mana normal, or 3 for spells because of the spell mana. So what are we going to do? That doesn't help us, so we're going to do this, and we're going to give it to Zed. So we can summon him next turn, and he'll be stronger. So now let's see.
Happy to do whatever's needed.
So he's one of the better cards because he gives you 2 spell mana, which is very nice.
A good one.
Let's see, we do have something. We can kill it anyway. Create a random spell in your hand. And lightning creates let's pass for a moment. And now it's time to play Zed. Oh, nice. If I can help him survive and then play her, they actually have an interaction with each other.
Says you.
Yeah, we're gonna kill that thing quickly. Thank you very much. So we're not even given the pleasure of attacking. And thanks to the fact that we had that in spell mana, we can still play Zed this turn.
T for 2.
Yeah, we'll kill it.
That move go.
It's fine. And then here's Zed. Hello.
And the blade in the darkness.
Oh, and heroes also have some unique animations that take up the entire screen when they level up, which is very, very nice. Very cool. We also have emotes here, as you can see, very limited, but it's more than enough. And you can squelch your opponent if you so want to. No! Disaster! Oh well.
Into darkness.
Oh well, that's just how it goes. But we played the hero, which is what we wanted. So play her, which is elusive, and gets us another card. That means we'll be able to attack this turn because he doesn't have an elusive ally in play. That's fine. Everybody chooses the 2-5 always.
I will play my part.
He might have something to give somebody elusive, but he did not, so success. Okay, so now we have 4 mana and up to... Oh, we have 5? Okay, then. Now, what's nice is that thanks to this, we can actually kill that thing if we so need to. But if we don't have to, hopefully we can play Karma. And she'll keep giving us spells that we can play to help our units. Oh, really? That's what we're doing, is it? Create a random spell. Use a 4/3. I think we're going to end up sacrificing... Nope, let's play Karma. We'll sacrifice her to stop that thing if it attacks. And thanks to the fact that we played both Karma and Zed, I believe that is completed the quest I was missing. He passed. To play, discard 2 and draw 2. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, another elusive assassin. Excellent. We're going to play her because she's extremely powerful with quick attack. She will probably be blocked by that guy. Let's see, what else can we play? We've got that we can use. We can cast out a spell if we so need to. We can discard 3, but I don't think we want to do that. If we play 3, that leaves us with 2. No. We have nothing that we can really play, so we'll attack this turn. Well, at least with her anyway. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, we're going to deny that. Thank you very much.
Cease.
There we go. Yeah, you leave our Karma alone. And now it's our turn. We still have the... We no longer have the mana required for that, so we can't really attack. Let's get us an extra spell. Oh, an allied elusive this round. That's pretty nice. Let's select with her. Because she is elusive, she can't be blocked by any of those things. Now, you are limited to a maximum of 6 units, so there is a limit there, and I believe the limit is 10 cards. Oh, another deny. That'll be extremely useful. Very nice. Thank you, Karma. Oh, we have 2 denies. Ooh. We are essentially playing blue right now.
Do not fear.
Oh, a Z, huh? What will we counter that with?
The dark beckons.
Ooh, that's exactly what we needed to deal with that Z. Decided not to anymore?
Do not deny me.
No, yep, there it is.
Cut deep as any weapon.
Let's see if that's how it's gonna go. Then we'll sacrifice one of these guys to kill that thing.
Too late for you.
Easily enough. And then we will kill Zed by discarding this one. And killing Zed with it. And we can let that one by because he'll kill himself anyway. Goodbye, Zed.
Master.
We'll take the 3 damage. There we go. So ephemera units, which is what the shadow was, die after they deal damage or they strike anything. So that's why he disappeared. We didn't have to worry about it.
See the world through new eyes.
You should have done that earlier instead of right now because you can no longer attack. You don't have any attack tokens. Oh, we got that thing then. Okay then. And we now have quick attack. We have... Ooh, we have 2 with quick attack. Excellent.
Charged up and ready to go.
So that's exactly what we needed. That's fine. We can kill...
Here we go. Blast them.
This essentially guarantees us 2 dead units on his side and damage to the Nexus. So let's see, what will you counter with? Oh, nothing, huh? Well, I don't mind, honestly. There we go, another unit.
Yep, I'm flying.
And we can end the round. Oh, Recall an ally to summon a living shadow in its place. Living shadow, which is that thing. Oh, okay. That's actually going to be very useful. Let's see. Strike, draw spell. Yeah, sure. And we've got the maximum number of units. So what will you do, my friend? Oh, really? That's what we're doing, is it? Let's see, and summon a living shadow in its place. The living shadow is a 3/2. All right then. Is that... There we go. Yeah, he's attacking with everything. Okay, so what we're going to do this turn is we're going to sacrifice one of these girls, I think. Let's see. He won't survive anybody. She can definitely survive someone. She'll block that thing. And then what we're going to do is we'll put you there. You there.
Cannot escape.
You can kill that thing.
Pull them down.
And we've got enough mana, so... that's elusive. That's +0. And then we bring her up. And 2/1 for 2. Block. And we have enough to counter anything he tries to do.
Can you still rise?
What form will the waters take?
And it is now our turn. Let's play her again.
The Order rewards its faithful.
Hello, Mentor. We don't have any allies in our hand, unfortunately. So granted to an enemy, none of our... But Karma is now enlightened, so any spell we cast now is cast twice.
Peace begins within.
So yeah, she can be very, very, very powerful. Actually, I think this means we now win. This means we have won this game now because we'll cast this, give her +3 because it's cast doubles +6. And those two won us the game.
Here we go!
Might as well. Attack with everything. We could have played this, but whatever.
Safety first.
We're gonna win with swag. And with that, we have won. And victory! There we go, 1500 experience, very nice, plus the the daily PvP bonus, nice, and match award, so that's a boatload of experience. Yay, we got a chest, excellent, and we upgraded that to 1 golden, which is nice. Let's take a look at our rewards before we end this video, shall we? What do we get? Okay, now, shards happen when you pull the 4th copy of anything. You can either get a shard or a token to get any card of that type you want. This one's new. When you summon an elite, reduce my mana cost by 1. Oh, very interesting. Works nicely in that deck. Blade Keeper, grants an ally +2/+2. Permanently. Nice. Pretty decent blocker there, and a portal. So yeah, so that is Legends of Runeterra. A game that I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with, that I think is actually pretty fair with its unlocking of cards, and its mechanics are different enough and interesting enough that I could honestly recommend you give it a try. It's currently in free open beta, and yeah, we will see you next time.